Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Idiots Review. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Hannah.
And we just saw Solo.
Yes, we did. And there are some thoughts.
Many thoughts.
Yes.
So for the first portion of this video, we are going to be doing a non-spoiler review. So for those of you who haven't seen it, you're still okay. We'll give you a warning on when we will dive into that aspect of it. But for now, let's go ahead and just discuss what we thought.
I liked it. I went in with very low expectations, so I feel like that helped. Because I was not expecting this movie to be good. But I liked it. It had just enough balance of, some humor. There were some dramatic elements. There was some intense moments. Nobody's going to replace Harrison Ford. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. But it had a good cast. I liked everybody that was in there, Evil Vision and, whatnot. But,
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah, you got Daenerys and Woody Harrelson. It had a really good cast.
I thought it was okay too. Like, I thought it was good. But like you touched on, it didn't feel like Han Solo. It didn't feel like...
I was totally like, once I got into my head that it wasn't gonna feel like Han Solo, like, I enjoyed the movie.
It was a good movie. It just, at no point during the movie did I buy that was Han Solo. Like, was just, if this was just
a Star Wars movie, like, it was fine.
Yeah, if this was just a bunch of people, like, doing their thing, this would have been a great movie, and it was, it was a really good movie.
It just,
if you're going in expecting to be like, oh, this is Han Solo, like,
not so much.
It's just not.
Not so much.
So,
no.
If you're going to go see it, just go in with the expectation that it's not going to be it's not Harrison Ford. There is no other Harrison Ford out there, so...
So, yeah, like, you're not... It doesn't really feel like a young Han.
No, it doesn't.
It just feels like a dude who's, has some similar traits to Han Solo. But that's
someone who's like trying to be like Han Solo, but it's not Han Solo.
That's pretty much it.
But I enjoyed it. The visuals were really good. There was a lot of scenes that had really cool visuals and special effects and everything like that. I thought that was well done. I didn't feel like it was like meshy between two different directors because Ron Howard came in. No,
I was expecting.
I didn't expect that was totally like one director and this was totally another. Like, everything flowed well together. So at least that whole fiasco was remedied and it didn't hurt the movie at all. At least.
Yeah. That's pretty much all we can get into before we take a deep dive. But if you want just like a fun Star Wars movie, then like definitely go check it out. But like we said, if you're looking for something that's like makes you feel like you're watching a young Han Solo, then you'll be disappointed because it doesn't feel like that.
And a little filler before we get into spoilers. This was our receipt for the movies. It has Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was cool. Another quick thing. War for the Planet of the Apes. There's like a glare on it. I'm not gonna
do it from back here. There you go.
So I don't know how to hold it. As Deadpool, pretty cool pickup. One of my friends was able to get that for me, and I have not seen the movie yet, but I had seen the first two, and that's why I chose this one as the variant cover that I wanted, because I wanted to actually see the movie. And then on the back, it's like, I wish I was in this movie, but I'm not.
Yeah, there was a lot of variant covers for that went out. So
I really wanted the Days of Future Past one, because that's like my favorite X-Men movie. So I was hoping to get that one, but we're getting a little bit way off topic now. For Solo.
But we're going to take a deeper dive, so if you haven't seen it,
subscribe,
like, and click off, because you do not want to be spoiled.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to spoiler-free...
Spoiler-filled.
We should do this with a spoiler-filled first, and then...
Surprise! We said a lot already without getting too much, but...
Alright, well, here's the first thing.
Yeah, he's a little more well-versed in the Star Wars mythos.
I don't know if you knew who that was at the end.
Darth Maul?
That was Darth Maul.
Yes.
And
I am like enough that I knew who that was.
Right. I didn't like that.
Why?
Because he died at the end of episode 1. That's why.
Surprise.
I know.
Well, but this takes place
after episode 1. Much after.
or does it?
It does. But, and then there's another thing, like, I know in the Clone Wars cartoon, or whichever one it is, I know he was brought back, or not like brought back to life, but he was featured in that, which that whole cartoon show is supposed to be canon with the Star Wars universe that Disney is now putting together. And when I heard that rumor, and I've watched some of the clips on YouTube, I was not a fan that they brought Darth Maul back, and in my mind, he is still dead. He was chopped in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was done. So I don't know who this, like, imposter is, but...
Honestly, I was fine with it. I knew who he was. I forgot that where in the timeline. I knew he died, but I didn't know, like, where in the timeline. I couldn't remember which movie it was. But it's kind of sets up for a sequel. And I know there's, like, a Darth Maul movie that's, like, moving forward. And so I don't know if this is going to be it, like this sequel is going to be the Darth Maul movie, or if that's going to be something separate, because they definitely set up for this to continue.
I know, like all the storylines weren't, all the plot points weren't
normally,
like wrapped up.
Normally like these standalones, they're wrapped up. Like
it feels like
whoever's not going to be moving forward dies, and I mean, obviously we knew like Han Solo and like Lando and like weren't going to die, and Chewie, we're like, oh no, he died. So yeah, like all these people are still alive, so I'm like, they definitely left it open.
Han's story feels done. Like he's now caught up to where he was essentially
somewhat.
At the beginning of
I feel like if
4.
they did a sequel though, you know, because now Darth Maul and Kira, whatever her name was, were like, we're gonna come after.
I don't think they're coming after him.
Well, they said Beckett and his like whoever who was working with him. Well, Beckett's dead, so now that leaves Han and Chewie.
What I think could potentially happen is maybe they're setting up for a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie.
Well, that's too has been rumored. That has yet to be confirmed.
So Darth Maul could be the main villain in the Obi-Wan Kenobi, which, I mean, that would be a letdown for me at least. Other fans might be excited for that, to have like a little rematch.
If Emilia Clarke is in it, I'm in.
I'm really confused by her, a little bit confused by her character and what her motivation is. Like, she was like flip-flopping back and forth, and I had no idea.
I think, I mean, obviously she like cares about Han, but then she's also, you know, been put on this path of doing.
But she had an exit, and then she just didn't take it.
Yeah, but you know, she still got the branding. So, you know, who knows? She let him go, and then was like, I got to do my thing. Like their paths are just separate. Like I feel like it's just kind of how it was. It wasn't, you know, his obviously leads to Leia, and hers probably leads to death. Like
probably.
They're like,
or conquering the 17 Kingdoms of the West.
That would be a nice little crossover.
Another aspect that I didn't really care for was all the almost like cheesy references to like things that were going to take place later on. One of those was Lando when he was like, oh, I hate mining colonies, and then like because he ran a mining colony in episode 5 episode 5 in the Cloud City. And so, like, it was little references like that, and the whole way that, like, Han Solo got, like, his last name, like, Solo.
Oh,
like,
so
that was
so
awful.
Lame. That was so lame. Like, when they did that, I just looked over and was like, really? Like, that's how we're...
That was almost as bad as, like, the Fantastic Four, when he was like, this is pretty fantastic. And then he's like, wait, what was that? And he's like, I think I found a name for our team. And I was like, oh my gosh.
So, that was bad. That was pretty dumb. I was like, come on, we couldn't have come up with something better. We couldn't have just said that that's what his name was.
I know, like, he couldn't just have the last name Solo. Like, why did I have to explain? I know.
Yeah, that was weird.
They tried to explain something that didn't need to be explained. Like, he could have just left it as
like,
Han Solo.
Where did the name Han Solo come from?
I know.
It's like, no, nobody was thinking
didn't care.
that. So, that was weird. I like to see a little bit of Chewie, and although he did just like abandon his like family or his tribe or whatever, he was like, bye guys. But you know, we got to see a little bit more Chewie, and there's always like some cool robot, like so it becomes like a favorite throughout the movie.
It was always so much better than C-3PO.
Well, C-3PO.
R2-D2 was really cool.
R2-D2, BB-8,
not so
much.
The then BB-8, and then
and then this one L3 was, you know. Who sounded, I mean, it wasn't her, but to me, I just kept hearing Brienne of Tarth. I was like, is she doing the voice? I was like, that'd be weird, because she's in the Star Wars universe, that actress.
And it'd be like a little reunion
but,
with...
no, I mean, I saw at the end that it wasn't, but I was just like, I kept hearing it, and I was like, is it? is it her? I was like,
I didn't get that when actually watching it, but I mean, I can understand how you heard that.
But I mean, like we said, like if you take away the Han Solo of it all, I thought it was like an enjoyable movie. Was it great? No, it had its things, but
this could have just been called like Smugglers, a Star Wars story.
Yeah,
it would have been fine.
Okay, so when Donald Glover first comes on, he sounded like he was totally doing like an impression, like his voice, and I was like, oh dude, he's doing like a pretty good impression. And then like he went in, and the rest of the time he just sounded like Donald Glover. But the very first time you hear him speak, I was all, oh, and then it went away. But I was like, oh. But I don't know that I was thrilled with Lando. Oh, I don't know. There's just something.
His arc in it?
Yeah, his arc. Like the way his character just, I don't know. I just, I like him in the original trilogy. I don't know. I mean, it's hard when you're trying to portray younger characters characters that are already like iconic. So it's. But, I mean, I like Donald Glover, ever since Community. So, I didn't, hate his portrayal. There was just something, off or something with me. Like, it just kind of missed. But, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was, better than Last Jedi.
Well, there's things I liked about Last Jedi. There were things I did not like about Last Jedi. But that's a whole other video.
But if I was determined that this was Han Solo, I would have hated the movie. But
oh no,
if you can detach yourself from that,
I went in with very low expectations, and then I was kind of trying to be oh maybe he'll do, maybe it'll feel like Han Solo, and then 2 minutes in I was like, no, this doesn't feel like Han Solo. But I was like, I'm just going to enjoy the movie.
Maybe it's his brother.
I know. I'm his
Rob Solo,
his weird son that's the same age as him. I don't.
It's Once Upon a Time now.
Yeah. But yeah, so once you take the Han Solo out of it, it was
a fine movie. It was a good story. It was the visuals were good. The acting wasn't bad. Even by him, I mean, if you're judging it on Harrison Ford, then yes.
But if he's just judging it by him portraying a character and not Han Solo,
then his acting was fine.
Then it's fine. Yeah. But
So this is just a Star Wars story, not
this is just
a
Star Wars. Yes. But yeah, so if you're just looking for something enjoyable,
it's a fun movie. It was a fun movie to watch.
It definitely had some suspense moments when they're driving through and trying to get driving. They weren't driving; they were flying. He's he's in a little Jeep. When they were flying through and there was the the tentacles and all these things, all that stuff was happening. It was a little suspenseful. I mean, obviously we know they make it because Han Solo lives. That's an issue I have with these.
With prequels is that there's no real risk.
Yeah,
except for everybody else, because I thought for sure that Emilia Clarke's character was going to die in the movie, and
I knew Woody Harrelson.
His character, I mean, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen with his character, and they did, at least for me, they did a good job of mixing it up and betraying them and then coming back and then dying. There was a lot of going on with this character that I didn't see coming, and mainly because the reason why I didn't see the whole betrayal coming was because he had told them oh, I'm gonna meet you, if you survive this, we'll meet on Tatooine, there's a job there, which is kind of almost what seemed like was gonna be a setup for Episode 4. And so I was like, oh, that's the reason why Han Solo was on Tatooine at the beginning of Episode 4, which, I mean, it still kind of ended that way. Yeah. He was I'm heading to Tatooine or whatever. Yeah. But that's why I was thinking, oh, that's his character's exit from the movie. That's why Han Solo was going to be going to Tatooine at the end of this. And that was going to be the end of it. And so though my mind had already, clicked that that was his exit from the movie, and then all of a sudden,
once he was once he was oh yeah, my associate let me know. I knew it wasn't going to be Emilia Clarke's character. I had a feeling. As soon as you said that, I was oh, Beckett's coming back.
Yeah, because she didn't even have a time to, because she had walked in with them, and so she didn't even have a time to tell them hey, this is what's going down.
Yeah, so, but that's Han learned how to shoot first from that guy. So.
That is accurate.
You gotta shoot first, because that guy was gonna kill him, so. But, there's no, oh, I wonder if they're gonna survive, like with prequels, like that takes it out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Chewie's gonna survive.
Yeah, when they're doing that, like,
Lando.
dangerous, like, thing, that
I'm
mission.
like, oh no,
that.
they're on the Millennium Falcon. It's totally gonna blow up.
I'm like, oh shoot, are they gonna make it? Oh yes, of course, because 2 of these characters are in the next like 10 movies.
It reminds me of that Family Guy scene when they're doing the Star Wars parody. It might have been Blue Harvest, or it might have been one of the other ones where it's like, would you guys calm down? We have like 5 of the main characters in this movie. I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. That's why I was like, okay, like, they're gonna make it there safe. Everybody's gonna be fine. But it was all right. It was, it had its moments.
Yep. So for those of you who've seen it, please comment below. Let us know what you thought. If there's any parts that bugged you, or if there's any parts that you really liked, let us know. And then don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, like.
And then suggest any future movies you want reviewed, videos you want reacted to, trailers to watch, anything like that. Just let us know. Yeah. Thanks for watching.